realizing your own self-worth is like, it's a hard struggle. I thought that if I spoke up, I wouldn't be accepted.
Maybe you don't know who your friends are until like you've been through like terrible, like really rough situations with them, because you don't know how they're gonna react.
Times where you learn that people have other sides to them. I think that like comes out with time and comfort, and again, like those hard times.
You definitely know a friendship isn't healthy when the only reason they ever like talk to you is because they need something from you.
And you're so much more important than one person.
But I feel like it gives my life more meaning if I'm out and like helping people.
I love how far I've come and like who I am now. And if I could like say something to like my younger self, like going through that, I would say that like it does get better. Yeah. This is the true story of teens.
Brave enough to drop the mask
and get real about mental health.
Teens struggle more than we see, and a voice carries the power of change.
Life as a teen can be hard, and sharing really helps.
You're listening to Teen Voices on the Endurant Show,
a space where teens share real struggles, real stories, and real growth. Real teens, real talk,
no scripts, and no filters.
This is Teen Voices.
This is Teen Voices.
This is Teen Voices.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Endurant Podcast. I'm Reid.
I'm Sara.
I'm Ash.
All right, we're going to be talking about toxic friendships. So, do you guys have any funny or awkward moments in friendships that taught you something, and what did you learn?
So there was this friend that I like knew in class, and it was around like Christmas, and she said that she was gonna like get me a present. She was like, "Oh my gosh, I got you something for Christmas." And I was like, "I talk to you like here and there. Like you have other friends in the class. I barely like speak to you." And then you're like, "Did you get me something?" And I was like, yeah, I'll get you something." So I made her like this bracelet. I put together this little gift thing just from like stuff around the house because I didn't really have time.
Totally.
And then I gave it to her and she's like, "Oh, I forgot your gift. I'll get it to you later." She never gave me that gift. And that just taught me that like how I guess gullible I was, and like how like I couldn't even tell if she was like making fun of me or not. So instead of just letting myself being like taken advantage of in a friendship, I should like have said, "Oh, like thank you, like that's so nice," or waited for her to like give me something. So instead of like bending to her will, I guess.
Totally. Yeah. Like setting like boundaries for
Mm-hmm.
yourself. Yeah. I would say there's definitely been a lot of funny moments that I had with my friends. In like our freshman year of high school, we would go like to the beach every Wednesday after school, and then we would typically not go in the water, but this time we were like in the waves and just got like completely soaked by one giant wave in our clothes. So we were just like, you know what? Whatever, like might as well just, so we just swam the whole time, and it was really, really fun. It was freezing, but super, super fun. And
it's nice.
I think it just teaches you that like to just go with the flow. And I think the best moments can happen out of something spontaneous.
Yeah.
How do you know when a friendship isn't healthy, and can you share a time you've realized that?
So growing up, I was in this like friend group environment where there'd be someone in our group who would often like be rude. She would like pick on different people, I guess I could say. And in that space, none of us wanted to say anything because we didn't want to be the next target. We didn't want to be the one that she would pick on. So it led to all of us, like, we never talked about it. We never talked about what was wrong with it. We just never stood up for each other. And I was with that group, like, all throughout elementary school. I never knew how to walk away from a friendship, or that this was wrong. This wasn't what a friendship was supposed to look like, because I grew up that way. We never talked about it or anything. And I think growing up in that sort of environment is what made me such an introverted person, like so quiet, because I thought that if I spoke up, I wouldn't be accepted. People wouldn't like like me for me, and
I
they
don't know what that's like.
yeah.
Yeah, that's real.
It's a scary environment.
Mhm.
Definitely. Yeah, I had a friend in like 6th grade or 5th grade. She was like a childhood friend of mine. And kind of like slowly she started like ignoring me and like excluding me out of things. And I guess like I didn't realize it at the time just because I was like younger. But like kind of reflecting back on it after like all these years, because obviously it's been like 6 or 7 years now
Yeah.
since that. Yeah, it like showed me to like kind of like recognize the signs when people like are kind of pulling away from you or like aren't like being kind towards you anymore. I think it's definitely helped me avoid a lot of toxic friendships that have like started in the past, and then like noticing those signs, and I was
Mhm.
able to step away from that. Yeah.
You definitely know a friendship isn't healthy when the only reason they ever like talk to you is because they need something from you. That's happened so many times. I don't even have a specific time I can share because it's happened so many times.
Mhm.
I've always tried not to be that person because I have a lot of empathy. So I like think about how I treat people and like how it would be like in their shoes. So I've always been afraid actually of being that person. Oh my gosh, I remember. Okay, so in my elementary school, I used to live in Oklahoma. So I moved here like to California when I was in 6th grade, and I had this friend, and I'd always go to his house, and he always had like his parents would always buy him like the latest stuff, and like I'd want to go to his house to like play his video games because he'd always have like the newest like PlayStation and Xbox and stuff. And then I was like, wait, what am I doing? Like, I shouldn't be hanging out with this kid, like, because of that. So I think like ever since then, I didn't like do that anymore. Yeah.
Totally.
Have you ever stepped away from a friend, and how did that feel?
So for me, like from this environment, like I had grown
Mhm.
up with for a long time, actually, I never learned how to take that step away. It was, I guess, ironically, them who
Yeah.
stepped away, even though they were like seemingly the problem.
Totally.
And after that, I just felt this release, like, of myself. And I was in like a group where I could be like however I wanted to be, and people would just accept me. And that was like so like new for me. Like I had
That's good.
no idea like what to do with that. And I think like through steps, like being here right now, this is me like finally finding my voice that was like taken from me so many years ago, that I would say. And I'm just really happy to be here and to give back. And for anyone who like is in that type of situation I was in, take that step away. Like if these people aren't serving you, they aren't giving you the life that you deserve to have, then
Absolutely.
you deserve to find someone else. Maybe you sit alone for a few days, but eventually you will find someone who values you for you.
And I'm really, really proud of you for doing that. That's
Thank
extremely
you.
brave and amazing. And I'm so glad you're here. Like seriously.
It's also
When-
really hard to do that, to take the step back.
Yeah.
I wanna mention that.
Yes. When I stepped away from my friend that I was talking about earlier, it was definitely difficult because like I had grown up with her and we like shared a lot of like childhood memories and like different events, a lot of traditions together. And especially like my parents were friends with their parents. So it was definitely a difficult situation, but ultimately it was something that I needed to do, and something that like really helped me grow as a person, and like helped me learn to find people that valued me and valued my time and just liked me for who I was.
Ways you support friends when they struggle, and how does it make you feel to help them? I kind of by default try to help everyone I possibly can. I have this like, I don't really know how to describe it other than I guess like maybe a self-worth issue. I kind of value literally everybody above myself most of the time, and I'm not sure why that is. I've kind of just been like that for years, but I will literally like if someone needs help, which I think I'm kind of like vulnerable to like toxic relationships and friendships because of this, I will literally drop everything for that person, and I will do everything I can to like show them, hey, like this is how much I'm trying to give you. And so that's just like automatic for me. So I don't even really expect anything back. But I do ways you support friends when they struggle. I drop like I said, I drop everything for them, and it makes me feel, it honestly kind of makes me like, the reason I do it is because it makes me feel complete to help people and to give. Like I feel like it gives, it sounds stupid, but I feel like it gives my life more meaning if I'm out and like helping people instead of like doing something for myself.
Totally.
Whenever like I see if my friend is like upset or something, it immediately makes me want to have like some sort of like reaction, like, oh my gosh, like I have to do something, like I have to help. And I feel like you, like an inferiority complex or whatever. I definitely feel like I have like a personal responsibility, because like what it means to be a friend is giving everything you have to someone is what I thought of. And even if I don't really see that reciprocated a lot of the time, I feel like in my experience, and that just makes me feel like, oh, this is like my role in the friendship. Like I have to give everything I have to give, or maybe they won't want me around anymore. Like maybe I'm like never enough.
Yeah, I know that's like, that's real.
Yeah.
And just like breaking out of that sort of cycle and realizing your own self-worth is like, it's a hard struggle. Like I'm not even there. Like talking about this now, I've definitely come like a lot further than I was before, which is really like, it just puts it into a perspective. The fact that when I struggle with these things now, it's like a blimp. It's like a little bit, instead of that what used to be my everyday. So it shows you just how far you've come. And that's like a really gratifying feeling to have.
Yeah. I think that like response to like want to drop everything and be there for everything for a specific person is definitely like, I think, a response from a like a toxic friendship, because like you didn't feel like you were enough if you didn't give your all and you weren't accepted as like a good friend, just being there and being as you are instead of trying to be everything that they wanted and not what you wanted. Definitely. I think the ways that I like to support my friends definitely is just giving them time and attention. I know that for me personally, I really value that. I know that my friends really value that as well. I like to check in on people, be like, hey, how are you doing? Like, you know, just let them know that like I'm there and that I care about them. If they're having a hard day, like maybe I'll go over and see them, or like get them something like candy or like a stuffed animal, because like personally I love that sort of stuff. Or like a candle, something that's calming. To me, it makes me feel like wanted, and like I can be there for them during like hard moments. It also makes me feel safer to be vulnerable with them as well, because if they're being vulnerable with me, I feel more comfortable being vulnerable with them.
So I just recently moved to college, and I'm in the dorms now, and I'm not even like that far away. I'm like 30 minutes away, 40 minutes away maybe. But I've kind of like, I think the reason I wanted to bring this up is because it has to go with like letting go of like old friends and stuff. And I'm in a transition period in my life right now where I'm trying to find I'm trying to find my way in a completely new life. And everything I knew, literally everyone I know, like I don't have a car in college right now. And so I have no way to really hang out with people. I have to throw that entire old life behind, at least for now. And I feel very alone, like trying to find my way. And there's people who are, smoking and drinking and vaping literally all around me and doing all this stuff that like I've never really been, like I've known about it and I've like seen it, but like it's really different when you're exposed to it, when like it's in your room, it's in your face versus you see it in public. And these are also the people you talk to. So that's just something I'm like kind of going through right now that I thought I'd mention. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. And I think that's really valuable to share, because like that transition is really, really difficult in any sort of situation. I know you said you like grew up in Oklahoma, and I'm sure that was really hard to move here and make friends as well.
I feel like for me, I kind of get like stuck. Like I've been with the same friends like my whole life. Like I don't know how to make friends because of that. Because when I first moved here from LA, when I was like really young, like kindergarten, I immediately like made a friend. She's my neighbor.
Yeah.
She introduced me to all of her friends. And through that, that's how I made all my connections. It would always be like one of my other friends. I make friends with their friends. I just never had to have that role. And now, like, I'm in high school. Everyone's like drifted apart. Like, I still talk to some of the same people I do before. Like, they're still like in my loop, I guess. Like, but like we don't have the same relationships that we did before, and I'm just kind of stuck on the way things were, I feel like, instead of being able to move on so easily. And I'm not sure how to like make friends for myself now, because that was just stunted for me when I was younger, because I never had to before.
True. Yeah. And like humans just long for attachment. That's how we survive and how we grow, and how we learn like about ourselves. Yeah, I think that period is really challenging. But you should be very proud of yourself for like, especially like making connections in the first place and like moving forward with that. Yeah.
Thank you.
I know what that's like to forget how to make friends because you've had the same people for so long.
Yep. Have you ever learned something surprising about a friend during a conflict?
I think of something.
Go for it.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I had, oh my gosh, this is like such like, I don't know, like juicy drama, whatever. Okay. So I had this friend in sophomore year. And we like, it wasn't really he wasn't really a friend. I thought he was, but he wasn't really a friend. And this is kind of why now I don't take the term friend lightly anymore, because I used to call anyone a friend. Now I won't call anyone a friend because, and this is partly why, he didn't really make time for me. He didn't really care. And so like I thought, okay, this is kind of hard to explain. So I thought we were friends and we'd hang out all the time. We had this big friend group, and it was a small friend group, but like we'd hang out with these people, and that was kind of all, we never hang out with. We never really hang out one-on-one. And he would always ask for rides, and I'd give him rides. And this is at the time I didn't have a car, so like my mom and like would like be driving me and him around. And I remember we had this one big fight, and it was over something that his friend did, and he like took his friend's side without even like thinking, even though his friend did something like terrible. I'm not gonna say what it was, but there was like evidence, like it was pretty clear that this guy did it, and he was defending his friend without, like even looking at the situation. And I just like remember, have you ever learned something surprising about a friend during a conflict? And I learned how quickly he was able to switch on me, because I remember he got so mad, and like my girlfriend at the time, he like was like swearing up and down. He like called her the B word. He was swearing at me. He's calling us a bunch of names. He's saying like, you're being stupid. And like, we were just trying to like take a walk and take space. And I was like, this is insane. Like I never imagined in a million years he'd like act like that. And so it kind of goes to show like, you don't really know who, like, maybe you don't know who your friends are until like you've been through like terrible, like really rough situations with them, because you don't know how they're going to react.
Totally.
And so that was really scary for me. Like I was like, I didn't even recognize them anymore after that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's definitely like times where you learn that people have other sides to them. I think that like comes out with time and comfort, and again, like those hard times. I think definitely something I've learned from like a conflict has been like how quickly people can move on. I've had quite a few friendships where we've gone through a hard time and then they've left to find something easier. And that's definitely like challenging, but it also goes to show like that people aren't always going to be what you expect. And that's okay. Like there are people out there that are going to be there for you regardless, and that aren't going to use you as a backup or see you as something that's replaceable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
For this next one, I want to like kind of like expand it. So like, what's the hardest part about ending a friendship or like leaving that group that you had behind and like having to like move on, and like how do you cope with that?
I think the hardest part for me was that I didn't know like how to be without these like people, without this environment. And I think I started to learn like what a healthy friendship was.
Yeah.
Like I could talk about like my personal feelings. I had people who would like listen to me that would like genuinely care, follow back on it later,
Yep.
not just pretend that they're listening because they like feel bad about something. And people like carved out time for me. Like I was invited to stuff. I was like, at first I just had this like thought in my mind, like they want me there. Like they're actually like choosing to invite me. Like when is this gonna stop? Like are they gonna take it back? Or are they like not gonna invite me anymore? And then they did. And then like in high school and like my friend group like broke up and stuff. I was like, oh, like I'm not being like invited to stuff anymore. I don't have that like constant in my life that I have like people to turn to, something to like go to like outside of school. Yeah. And I would say for people coping with that, realizing that like there's more than just a few friends that like you have to keep in your circle in high school and in life. I just like looked out further and I was like, eventually I'm gonna find people who are like going to invite me, that are going to like want me there.
I know what you mean. What you mean.
That are gonna actually like go out of their way, maybe the way that I do for them, not because of like a codependency that's toxic, but because they actually care and they actually value me in my friendship. So I've gotten like a lot of a close relationship with like my older sister. Aww. And I've realized there's more relationships in life than just friendships. That was like the biggest thing. That's like everything, so my main value. Yeah. And now I'm like, I have like an amazing family who like supports me and like really cares about me. And I can like turn towards that and like find value in other types of relationships too. Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
For me, it was actually the exact same thing, but with relationships. There's more to life than relationships. Like you said, like friends and family. I got really, really close to my brother recently, and we've been like cool. And like, I feel like it's so weird to say I love you to your brother, but we kind of normalized it, and it's actually like really nice. Like we'll say like, but we'll still say it in like a manly, like, oh, we're tough kind of way. We'll be like, oh, love you, good night. Like we'll like try to sneak it in there. But yeah.
That's really nice. Yeah, I think like it's almost like harder having to accept that your friendships are changing, especially with my friends going to college and me staying here going to community college. Yeah, I think it's definitely hard seeing them go off and like have their like own life and new friends. That's definitely challenging, but it also like reminds me that like they're still there, maybe not physically anymore, and also that like there's so much opportunity for everything. They're not going anywhere. Yeah, with coping, I think just like reaching out to people around you, especially with like family, I think that's incredibly important because they're always gonna be there for you.
Just like realize your own like self-worth. Like everyone is valuable, everyone's time is valuable. I know like it feels like you're not enough a lot of the time. Like you have to be more, you have to be everything for everyone else, but sometimes care about yourself too, because when I was going through this, I think my mental health suffered a lot because of it, because I didn't take the time to look inward on myself. And I didn't have like the strength to step away. Totally. And if anyone can like take anything out of this, have the strength to step away. It'll be so worth it.
Absolutely.
Like I love how far I've come and like who I am now. And if I could like say something to like my younger self, like going through that, I would say that like it does get better.
Yes.
Like someday you're going to be looking back on it and you can like sit around, you can laugh, you can see how far you've come with like a community of people around you that are like make you feel worth it because you
Yeah.
are.
And
Also,
realize that you're
like-
special.
Yeah, sorry.
Very important.
Also, like, this isn't the only person I can laugh with and like be friends with.
Yes.
This isn't the only
Yes.
person. There's literally 8 billion people in the world. So
Exactly. Like there's
Yes.
so many people out there that are gonna love you for who you are. No matter how like you show up as, like you don't always have to be happy for a certain person. You don't always have to be available for certain people. You don't always have to give your all for certain people because they're also gonna be there for you and give you part of themselves as well, but also have like that independence, and you're gonna have that too. And it's
for a long time, and honestly, I feel like I still do this, but specifically like, well, actually, either with friends or in relationships, I'd kind of just, this is like my fault. This is just something I did. I'd always isolate all my time for like this one person, and like, you know, they're humans, so they can't always be available. So when they're not available, I kind of like go crazy, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't know what to do.
yeah.
So I think it's really important. Like, again, like you said, if you're going to take something away, also take this away. Don't isolate yourself. Don't like make one person your entire life, because I've done that for years and it's not healthy.
And you're so much more important than one person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't forget that.
Thank you for watching / listening.
Thank you so much for
Thank
listening. Yay.
Thank you for listening to The Endurant Show. If this conversation moved you, please follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. To view the conversations, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And to be a part of the community, follow us at Endurant Movement. And lastly, if you feel called to support the movement and help us ensure no teen ever feels alone again, visit endurantmovement.org to learn more, and if you can, make a donation. Together we can create lasting change, one conversation, one connection at a time.